everyone, Karen here, and today we're going to make a card that's a mirror image. We're going to use this stamp set and this gel press to make this card. One stamp, two different ways. Let me get this camera turned around and I'll show you how we did it. First, let's get started with talking about the ink we're going to use. I'm going to use this Gina K ink today because it does take a moment to dry. You don't want to use the ink that dries too fast today. Now, I also have the stamp set, which is an old one from Crafter's Companion. It's a daffodil. And the reason why I picked this, I wanted something that was decent size, but I also wanted something that was going to be really obvious when I mirror image it. So I thought this would be a good choice. So that's what we're going to do. And it does have a die. We are going to cut out the mirror image of the die. And so let's get started with printing the daffodil. Alright, so here's a piece of paper, and this is what we're going to stamp on. So I'm going to have this ready here. This is my gel press. And if you haven't used a gel press before, it is this very weird gelatin-like substance. It comes in a lot of different sizes that is non-porous, so everything kind of sits on top of it. You can do all kinds of backgrounds and things with it, but you can also use it to make mirror image of all your stamps. So let's take our stamp. Now this is a good size stamp, and I don't have a acrylic block that is this size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the top of my stamping platform, and I'm just going to put that sucker right on there. So now I'm going to get some ink. We're going to ink this up really good. You want to make sure you have a lot of ink because this is a one-time shot. Make sure we have a lot of ink on here. Put that there. And I'm going to stamp this onto the gel press. Now when you press this down, you don't want to press too hard, or else you'll end up with a thick, smudgy line. And you want to make sure you don't move it around side to side, because this is kind of a gelatin thing. It can move a lot. So just gently touch it down. Give it a second for all the ink to transfer. And lift this up. Now I'm looking at this and I can see all the lines in the stamp, so that is good to go. So now I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to lay it on top here. I'm going to rub my hand all over it. Now the paper will stick a little bit to this, so this won't move as much on you. So rub it around, give the ink a chance, give it enough time to transfer. And now I think we're ready for the magic. Are you ready? Here we go. And now we have a mirror image, because this is the stamp. Let me grab the one I already did, because I'm going to put two in this card. So now we have a mirror image. Alright, so now to cut this out, let's move this out of the way. We're going to take our die. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the back of this paper. Now I'm going to hold it up to a light. You know what, let me grab my light board. Since I can't move my camera to where my lamp is, we're just going to pretend this is a light. Alright, so what we're going to do is I have my stamped image, and you're just going to hold it up on the back side up to a light source. It could be a light, it could be a flashlight, it could be a light board, anything that will work like this. So now I can see the lines through here. I'm going to line that up. I'm going to tape it down. Here's the rest of my tape. We'll lay it on there. There. Now you can see the lines. So hold it up to a lamp, flashlight, light board, whatever you have. So hold it up to the light. You'll see the lines through it. Tape the die down on the back side. Now I can just run this through my machine. Now we have a cutout mirror image. So now we just need to color this. I will grab a piece of scrap paper and let's just color it in. So I have I have 2 shades of green and 3 shades of yellow and orangey kind of colors. And that's what I'm going to use to color this in. So I'm going to take the darker of the 2 greens, and I'm going to start 1 leaf at a time, and I'm going to go over all the shading that is built into this stamp, and I'm going to go over that, and then add a few more lines. Like that. And then I'm going to take the lighter color and go over the whole thing. And as long as you do this while it's still wet, it will all blend. So I'm going to start with the petals. So I'm going to take this slightly darker color, which is the red yellow. I'm going to grab a W5, and I'm just going to go over that. Just put a little color there. Alright, so now you can either do it this way or do it this way, which is I think what I'm going to do. Alright, so let's talk about the background. I have a piece of watercolor paper here. Alright, now this stamp set had a bunch of little stamps that went with it and phrases, so I'm going to use these for the background. Alright, so I have some acrylic blocks. So I'm going to put the words on the big one. Then there is, does that fit on there? Yes, that will fit on there. And then I think I want the little daffodil. Alright, now I'm going to use this waterproof dye ink from Crafter's Companion, because once I put some watercolor on here, I really don't want the color to run. So I'm going to start with the words. So I'm going to start with putting this over here. Maybe we'll put another one over here. Now we'll take the little one. One more set of words right here, and we'll stamp one off that way, and we'll stamp one off this way. Maybe one more stem. Have a stem over here. I don't think I want 2 stems that close together. And we'll put one here. Okay. Now, do I want to leave this black and white? Actually, you know what? I think I kind of like that black and white. I think I do. I'm just going to put a couple more daffodils on here, the little ones. Make sure we're heading in the right direction here. We'll put one there, and we'll put another one over here. And maybe Maybe we'll have a bud coming in over here. And maybe a stem of a bud over here. I think we're good. Then we'll put these on here. And on these I'm going to put on foam. Alright, so I'm going to put these up on 1/16 foam. Alright, so we'll go down the stem. And some over here. That should do it. Now let's do the other one. Put some here. Across here. And we'll put a piece over there. So I think I want to put this on a piece of black underneath. So let me grab a piece of black. Alright, here's my 5x7 card base. Let's see what this is all going to look like. So this will be here. And this will be on here. Yeah, I think that will be good. Okay, so that will be fine. So now I just need a message for the front. Alright, so I have this notebook of ephemera. Let me back this camera out. Alright, to clear everything out. So I have this notebook of ephemera. Whenever I make something, if I end up not using all the pieces, I put it all in here. Or if there were sets like this that came out, I put everything in here. So let's look in here. I have all kinds of things in here. Let's see. What shall we pick? And these are for baseball cards. And they hold your ephemera just wonderful. Alright, let's see. That's going to be too big. That's probably going to be too small. Let's try this one here. I bet this will work just fine. Yeah, I used to keep everything in a box, and I ended up not using it at all, and it piled up. So I got the baseball card little slots, and I use this stuff a lot more now because I can get to it. Alright, so let's put this card together. Let's get some glue. Now I'm going to use Collel glue just because I need to be able to line all this up. And this has a tiny little border. And I found one more bottle. This is my last bottle. So it may be my last bottle ever. I really wish I could find out why they won't ship it to the United States anymore. Because you can't get it anywhere here. Alright, so now we have this tiny little border here. And this will go on here, like that. See, that little bit of black just really makes a difference. You always want to have a matte layer on your paper, on your cards. It always gives it a much more finished look, having the two instead of the one. Alright, so this will go in the middle. Just like that. Now, you can either go in with these, with the happy birthday in the middle, or have them facing out with the happy birthday. I think I like them facing in. Originally I was going to have them facing out. So let me put this up on foam. And I'm going to put the happy birthday on thicker foam. I'm going to use the 1/8 foam. Because I used 1/16 thick foam on the daffodils. But I'm going to put the thicker foam on here. Just to give it a little bit more dimension. Alright, let me cut this in half. Alright. That should, you know what, let me put a little bit more on the ends there. I don't want that to be floppy. Alright, so this will go here. I want to tilt these in some, put the happy birthday about here. Alright, let's get all this backing paper off. And this will be finished. Just going to peel it off of both at the same time. Because I do want to get these lined up. So I think I am going to put some glue on the back of these, just because the glue will give me a moment to get them straight, since I do need to line up both of them. That will just give me a few more seconds to move it around if I need to. Alright, so we're going to start here and here. Don't want anything hanging off the card. So I think about there. Let's see. That looks good. So then we'll pull the backing off of this. And this will go right here. Right in the middle. So there we go. Make a mirror image of your stamps using a gel press. So I hope you liked this card. If you did, give me a thumbs up, because that is indeed how YouTube counts everything. And until next time, stay crafty.